everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. I think I said that a little weird. Me Crafty Scrapper, not Me Crafty Scrapper. Today is another episode of M's Scrapbusters. Thank you so much for stopping in with me each week and scrap busting with me, and thank you for tagging me with the M's Scrapbusters hashtag so that I can leave you love. I so enjoy seeing your creations once you watch my video. I appreciate that so much. Today we're going to be a little square. You're going to be hearing corny square jokes the entire video. So if you don't like those, I don't know what to tell you, because we're getting square today. And what I mean by that is we are cutting up, punching out our scraps that are sitting in our scrap pile that we never use, and we just look at them every time we make a project and we never do anything with them. So we're getting out all of those scraps. Doesn't matter how ugly they are. If you've saved them for a reason. So get them out and we're going to start punching. I am using this delightful 20-year-old Creative Memories square punch. I almost got choked. I'm using the 1-inch square punch. I promise y'all I haven't had anything, I mean like meds or anything like that. Maybe I need some. The 1-inch square punch is what I'm using for this challenge. It works the best for what we are about to make. So if you have a 1-inch square punch, great. If you don't worry about it. You can cut squares with your paper trimmer. So you don't need a punch. But if you have one, that's great. Now, if you have like a 1 1/4 or a 1 1/2 or even just a 3/4 inch square punch, you can use those. You just need to make the strip that you're going to put them on a little wider or a little more narrow so that it doesn't look misproportioned. Okay? Got it? All right. So I have already pre-punched. I already got square. Let's see here. Let's punch some. Let's punch some squares with this wonderful square punch. Look at it. Isn't it delightful? It's a wonderful square punch. And I'm blessed to have it. Oh my gracious. No, I knew that this square punch was going to be... I'm very giggly today. I knew this square punch was not going to be cooperative for most of the video, so I was dreading it, and then I got so anxious about not being able to use it because it's a relic that I guess I'm giddy. Anyway, let's cross our fingers that we can finish this little bitty pile, because I've already tortured myself and squared my shoulders to get all of these punched. So, all right, keep it clean. Y'all put comments in the comment section about squares, square jokes, cheese. The more cheesy, the better. You get bonus points. You get bonus points for the cheesiest. Oh man. Oh gracious. So 1-inch square punch. Look at it. It keeps sticking. I need to run full through it. It's crazy. It's crazy quandary. Crazy quandary. Lord help us all. If we make it through this video. Oh my gracious. I'm going to have to pause it and bring it in. I'm going to have to bring it in. Okay, I'm back and we are punching squares. We're still punching squares with this delightful square punch. If you have a better square punch than what I have, you are a blessed person. And I'm fighting with this because I want to just get this one piece punched without having to cut down my paper. So, oh my goodness. All right, have y'all thought of some really wonderfully cheesy square jokes? I want to hear them in the comments. Man, if this would have been a live video, gracious, that would have been something. And don't worry about it if you have a horrible square punch like I do, and you get too close to the edge and it eats it, and then your square is not wonderful on the edges. It's okay, because we're going to be covering up some of the edges of the squares anyway. So even if you have one that's imperfect, or you get too close to the edge or something, if it breaks off, don't throw it away. We can use it. We can still use it. All right, let's get the rest of this floral paper punched. And I do apologize that y'all had to listen to, what, 4 minutes of me giggling and losing my mind over this square punch, and then trying to figure out cheesy square jokes. Just in that mood today, I guess. Now this piece, you're going to be nice to me, aren't you? 'Cause it's a nice rectangular shaped piece with no torn edges, so I'm not having to fight the tear. I know y'all are going to think of wonderful, wonderful jokes that I have not even thought about when it comes to being square. Let's see. Oh, I know. Don't be a square. Participate in this challenge. Don't be square. Oh, gracious me. Okay, just a few more. We're on the home stretch. Mama always says, when we're having to do something at the shop and it's like assembly line, and when we've done it so long it's getting monotonous and we're getting tired and all that, her thing is, she'll say, oh, we're on the short rows. That's a Southern thing. You know, because a lot of Southerners, especially poor Southerners, had to pick cotton when they were young. And this was, of course, back in 30s, 40s, 50s, stuff like that. And my grandfather, her daddy, would say, like when the kids were getting tired in the cotton fields, and they were getting whiny and stuff like that, or it was about time for supper or something, he'd say, all right, we're down to the short rows. He would start on the most difficult, longest, least harvested rows first, and he believed in that. He would get those big long rows of cotton all picked first, and then he would save the short ones, the easier ones, for the end. And he was a smart man. He knew what he was doing, because by the end of the day you got a really short row of cotton to pick, and it's like, yes, it's almost time to go home and rest, get that shower, get my belly full, and, you know, get in the bed. And so he would say, all right, kids, we're down to the short rows. We're almost done. We're down to the short rows. So whenever we're in the shop and we're like, okay, this is not fun anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. How much longer? Mama will say, oh, I see, we're down to the short rows. We're down to the short rows. Come on, we can do it. We're down to the short rows. So that's a little thing. There you got a little story in with me being square. You got a little story in on that one. All right, so what we are going to create is kind of like a patchworky kind of square, maybe even quilt square, but we're not doing a square of them. That would be cute though, to do like little journal cards with them squared up like that. Ooh, we might do that anyways. We might do one of those too. We've got so many squares. We got enough. But I made what looks like probably a belly band. It could be a border on a scrapbook page. It could be a tuck on a journal page, or a belly band. Now, if you have a really tall journal like this one, you will need to make the belly band this way, and then have something like sandwiched over the top of it. But like this, you could do a side tuck here and just zun, 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 your glue. Whoop, there you go. Zah, 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 your glue, and then have that as a tuck. Or you could do it as a belly band there, but you would really need to put some extra on the top and bottom. But that one was a short one. That was just my little prototype. So if you have a mini journal, this would go in it. You could even cut it down the middle and get 2 out of it. A 2-for-1. All right, so I have this is an 8.5 tall, so this would fit in a regular size journal, a regular half sheet journal. So what we're going to do, it's very easy. We're just picking out some squares. And the easiest thing to do, and you don't want to be matchy-matchy, but of course now you don't want to get like all yellow and on it, or all blue or something like that. You want it to be patchwork looking. So what I do is I just line up a few. Now on this one we had, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So let's count on 22 for this one. And I'm just going to pick out a few to put on this one. Here, and let's get some of that bumblebee paper used over here on this one. And, you know, just pick out some that you like that doesn't necessarily have to match. You don't really want them to. So let's get that one, and here we hadn't used one of those yet, or that. And then I'm not going to use the butterfly because I used the butterfly over here. We're going to save that for a different one. Let's use this one. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Same as over here. 17. All right. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. And we'll see if that will be enough. If not, at the end, we will, when we get to the top, we'll get a few more. I have got my Vintage Photo Oxide inker, and I'm inking all of the edges. Now, you do not have to do this part. You can just put them on, and you do not have to ink edges. This is your creation, your project. I'm just giving you the jumping off point, and you do whatever you want to do with it. But I do like the idea of doing like a patchwork piece on a journal card. So let's do that next. I'll show you how I put this little belly band together, or tuck, or border, whatever you would like to use it for. Or of course you could cut this in thirds and use it as little squares on top of squares as just accents in your journal too. So these can be used for all kinds of things. All right, I'm going to finish inking all of these edges. That is what takes the longest in this project. And like I said, if you're not a fan of inked edges, no worries. Don't worry about it, and you can go to the next little part in this video if you are working along with me, creating along with me, and you can go to the next step. All right, all of my little squares are inked, and I am going to use just double-sided tape. You can use liquid glue, or whatever adhesive you would like. I am going to use double-sided tape. Okay, now this square has a little notch out of it, so no worries. I'm going to put that one as my first one, and then that one will be the misshapen part of that will get cut off later. And then you're just going to start adding on your squares. And you're going to put them on as willy-nilly as possible. Don't put them on straight and beautiful. You want this to be wonky. Okay? And then you're wanting to leave space on either edge. Don't come too close to either of the edges on either side. Okay? And then if you feel like you need a little bit more glue or double-sided tape, go for it, and put more so that the squares will stick to one another. And then I think I'm going to put this one out. Let's see, that way. And then if you have any glue that is over an edge, you can use your handy dandy adhesive picker, your pickup square, to get that up. And let's go and see. I'm not thinking too much on this. You just don't think too much. Just do it. Don't think, just do. Because if you sit and think about it too much, you are going to question yourself too much as far as, oh, where does that one really need to go? Just do it. You know, these scraps have been sitting in your pile forever and a day, so don't question it too much. Just put them on there. Okay. And there. Whoa, so sorry. I had a crash. Okay, that's too much green right there. I am going to think about that for just a second, for a hot minute. And I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to put this floral here. And don't need another one of them. Okay, let's do this little pretty sweater one right there. And then maybe this black and white one here. It needs to be over just a little bit. I'm too close to that edge. And then one more. We're going to put some tape there. Let's do this pretty one. Okay, so we've got our squares lined up, I'm going to go down through here, and where I have some tape that's really sticky and showing, I'm going to wipe that off, and then I'll get my liquid glue for just the bottoms of some of these that have come up a little bit. That one looks like the only one really. Okay, so I'm going to press down on that and wipe away that excess. And I'll get my sticky scissors. For anyone watching in bed late at night and you have a significant other in the bed with you, and that me dropping my ATG gun and it falling over, if it scared you or your significant other, I apologize. I have been watching YouTube at night before in the bed, and something get really loud on the video, and I jump and then turn my husband jump. And I scare everybody. So if that was the case with you watching this video, I apologize. Alright, I'm inking the edges with my vintage photo. Y'all, I really just think I'm funny. I'm funny today. I'm just funny. I'm having a good day. I'm humoring myself, cracking myself up. But at least I'm not being a square. Oh, gracious me. Alright, so there is pretty much could be your finished project. Okay, I've got some sticky right there I need to get up. Okay, I went ahead and went a little bit further because I was being a little extra today. And you see the outlines that I put on here. You could even do little faux stitch marks if you wanted to. But I'm using this Zig Wink of Stella. It is a glitter pen, but you really can't see glitter in it. I don't see any glitter in it. But it's just barely, I guess that's why it's called Wink. It's just barely got a little bit of something in it. And this is the, I think I've already taken the name of the color off. I think it might be bronze. I don't know. But it's not gold. And it's not copper. So I would say bronze. And I'm just doing some little wonky outlines on each of them. And I'm not going square with my little lines on the corners. I'm just kind of rounding those out and going around. So, and I'm not making any intentional lines where the square is covered up. So if you were to make the lines on this, you would go all the way around. Okay, so on this, I'm intentionally just going where I would have went were I just outlining a square. Okay, so I'm not going in all the little nooks and crannies wherever this is, just where the outline would have been had I been just outlining the square without it being layered up. Okay, yeah, I spent entirely too much time explaining that. You already knew what I was talking about, didn't you? Okay, there's that, and then that one, and go around this one, and our green one. I went a little square with that one, didn't I? Okay, this, of course, it's not really going to show up, but because it's so dark, but I'll just go ahead and do it anyway. I love that leaf paper. Okay, and I'm hoping I'm still in frame, and I am. Good, good, good. Okay, and then I'm just going to go down like that and down like that. Okay, so there is my finished one. So You could actually really do sewing around all of those if you have that much patience. I don't, so I won't be doing that. But if you are very talented and you can sew around every one of those squares, that would be gorgeous. I'm just not that talented or patient. So that is, let me get you all in frame. I got you pulled in pretty good since we're working with 1-inch squares, you know. So that is what the border would look like on a half page journal page. And you could do a tuck here, or you could do it down the middle and make it a belly band like that. Then tuck stuff in behind it. You could make these 12 inches tall if you are a 12 by 12 scrapbooker, and you could make borders. So you could make square scrap borders with these. Isn't that wonderful? All right, let's try a journaling card, and I'm going to make it, let's see here. If I were to do, see, this doesn't take a lot of brain power. This will, because we're working with 1-inch squares, and we're needing to line them up to make quilt-like patchwork. And so we need to make the big square itself an intentional size so that everything borders correctly. You see what I'm saying? So if I were to do that, and then this, and then let's see, one more, Melina, one more. You can do it. That's too wild. And see, I have to think about this one a lot more. It needs a little blue in it somewhere, don't it? Oh, I know. We can just be very intentional and do this. Okay, so see, I like the border there, and this is a 3.5-inch square. So let's make our big square 3.5 by 3.5. So okay, our starting square is 3.5 by 3.5. So we're going to have 1/4-inch border both sides when we put on our little tiny 1-inch squares. So let's pick out what we want to put on here. So we're doing 3 rows of 3. And I want to do that one because that's got some pretty blue in it. Pretty, pretty blue. Okay, there. And then I want to use this one, but maybe not on the second row. Let's do some mustard. Okay, on that second row here. And then, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Ooh, I like that. Let's do that one under this. Okay. Do the little sweater look in the middle there, maybe. We'll see. All right, and then since I've got that there and that there, those match. I was thinking maybe a darker one in the middle bottom here. And then this here and then something with some light blue maybe here. How about this one that's got some wonkiness to it? Yep, let's do that. All right, now we've got our squares picked out for our 3.5 by 3.5 inch base. So now what do we do? See, now we've got to get it. See, it's got to be very intentional. Now we've got to get it all bordered correctly like that. Okay, I like how it looks just like it is there. So let's just move those up. Dot, dot, dot. Whoop, let's go all the way across. Okay, and then put those back on, trying not to move anything that's under it. Oh, I can use my T-square ruler. How about that? You know, I just don't like to measure. I don't. And see, then that's going to move that. So let's just get them on really quickly, and then we can try to move them as quickly as possible too. So let's just go through here and get these put on, and then before all the glue dries, we can try to move them. I know I'm going to have suggestions in the comments of how I should have done this, but this was not my original intent when I started this video. It was just about those crazy wonky ones lined up there. So forgive me, I went off script a little bit on this. Okay, now our base is kind of puckering up. Let's move these around and see what we need to fix there and there. We definitely need to fix that. That one's overlapping that one, so definitely need to fix that. And then let's see here how that looks. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right, pretty. That's very pretty. Love that. Does not have to be perfect, that is for sure. And then I'm going to do a little wonky line around the outside, and this base cardstock paper, whatever, has some texture to it. That's why I'm getting some resistance with my pen, but I think it needs a little something because that cream base is very plain. Okay, I didn't like that wink of Stella on that textured cardstock, so I'm going back in with a gold brush pen. This is a zebra brush pen, marker, whatever. We have these in the shop. They're in a pack of 3. They're the metallic set. Gold, bronze, and silver. So this might be bronze. I don't know. It's either gold or bronze. Right. There's that. I do like that a little bit better. Okay. And of course you don't have to put a border around it. I just decided to put a border around it just to see what it looked like. And I like it better than the plain. Not my favorite, but I like it better than just that plain background. Then you can put some kind of like coffee dyed tea stain paper on the back of it. You can round the corners if you wanted to, but that's cute. I like that. So there's another little square project, And you can do all sorts of things with this idea. So I hope that you will show me what you make with the squares that you cut out. I have made these two. I think I might do a little sped up one here at the end and do one more of these because I've got some of this yellow paper here that I want to try out, and I need to make it 8.5 long, but you have watched me do this all the way through. I just want to make this other one. I'll speed it up a little, and then I'll show you at the end what it looks like and give you some still shots at the end also. This is 2 1/4 wide, 2 1/4 inches wide. Okay, so I'm going to cut this piece at 2 1/4. And then I am going to speed this up and put on some of these squares. And I don't think I'm going to ink these. I'm just going to put them on with some double-sided tape. Speed it up, and I'll show you what it looks like at the very end. Alright, so there is that one, and I did not ink around the edges. This one was inked around the edge, but it was just one that was extra. I'm going to go in here and put some glue under these little bottom flaps of some of them, but there is the other belly band, tuck, whatever, border, whatever it is. That's another one. And there's a little short one, and then there's our little square. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to see your creations, so make sure to tag me, M's Scrapbusters. Use that hashtag, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Bye, y'all.